Welcome back. I am Sakshi Kesharwal and I'm math expert in askIITians. So today we'll be starting with the second lecture of what? Integers, right? Knowing our numbers, that's integer, right? So basically in the last class we have done about the basics of the class 6, right? We have we have gone through what we studied in the class 6, and now here we'll be studying about what is there in the class 7. And let us suppose you have studied about, if you have studied about uh, something maybe in the multiplication in class 6 grade, then it's good to go. If you have not studied, then it is an here we will be introducing about the multiplication of integers and the division of integers and the properties related to it. Right now in the last class we have done about the integers, closure property, commutative properties, and for addition and subtraction, commutative property, associative property, and closure property, right? So we learned about that closure property is being applicable for integers under subtraction and addition. Commutative property is only applicable for addition, not for subtraction. And for associative property, it has been applicable only for addition, not for subtraction. Similarly, we'll be seeing that multiplication of the integers, and as we were doing the subtraction of integers by taking the additive inverse, changing the sign, no, we are not going to do that questions anymore. Please, I'll be teaching you the other method. We'll be following that. Right now, that is an old trend. Now that's over. We'll be following this forever and ever. Right now, from this day onwards, we'll be studying this thing. So let's get started, okay? Yeah. Okay, so let's start with this thing, Vida. Um, okay, so knowing your numbers, we'll be starting with this. So here we'll be learning about the multiplication of integers, right? So till now we have learned about what is, like, we have done addition, we have done subtraction, and we have done everything on the number line, and then we have seen, right? Now over here we'll be doing the multiplication of integers, right? So multiplication of integer, basically multiplication is what? The multiplication of two integer is what? Repeated addition or not? It's just a repeated addition. So if you see that 3 into minus 2. So this means what? You're writing 3 times, like minus 2 plus minus 2 plus minus 2, right? So this is equals to what? 3 times the minus 2 to what? Minus 2 plus minus 2 plus minus 2. So you're adding 3 negative integers. It means what? In short, you will be adding them and putting the negative sign. So that is equals to what? Minus 6, right? So, and I say that 3 times the 2. If you take positive number, one positive number and one negative number, you are going to look like this. So it's written what? Beta 3 times 2. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equals to what? 6. All of them are what? Positives. You just added them, right? So here you just see that for the first one, if you see, that is 3 into minus 2. So here you start with 0, right? So it is like minus 2, then again minus 2, then again minus 2, you reach to 6. Then again, if you go on the right hand side, let me change color of the highlighter. Wait a minute. Yeah. I'll take this. If you're just going like this in this direction, then this direction, and then this direction, right? So you get 3 into what? 3 into what? Negative. That is 3. That is positive number into negative numbers give you answer as what? Negative number. In short, if you give a close observation, what you did, you actually multiplied the absolute value and then you did what? Beta, put the negative sign. Over here, you saw that 3 into 2 is what? 6. But here it is 3 into minus 2. You get the answer as negative 6. And the same follows over here. If you just give a close observation, yeah. This is multiplication of a positive number and a negative number. Let's go one by one, right? Everything. Okay. See, what is a multiplication of a positive number and a negative number? So if I'll just I'll explain you one more thing. Like, let's take an example of it, right? It's a repeated. So this is we have done. So we see that multiplication of a positive integer and a negative integer, what will be your answer, right? So if you see that if to multiply a positive integer with a negative integer, we can multiply the whole number and then put the negative sign before their product. So the product of a negative and a positive integer will always be what? Negative. Right now, you just saw that when you multiply this, if you just see, like, if I write like, minus 2 times into 3, right? Right now we did 3 into 2 times of negative 2. So this is equals to what? Beta, minus 2, right? And just hold on, dear. Yeah, it is will be what beta minus 2 plus minus 2, which is equals to what beta minus 6. Now, I wrote minus 2 into 3. Just give a close observation. Can I write this as let's take an example. Okay, let's take an example of this. Okay, if I write 4 into 3, it is equals to how much beta? 12. Then I write 3 into 3. It is equals to what beta? 9. That is equals to what? This is equals to what? Basically, this is equals to what? 12 minus of 3, right? If I write, just see, this is now you're learning 2 into 3. 2 into 3 is equals to what beta? 6, which is equals to what beta? 9 minus of 3, right? You just 3, you're multiplying 3. So what you're doing, you're just subtracting. Now, if I write 1 into 3, which is equals to what? 3. So can I write this as 6 minus of 3? Right or not? Now, if I write 0 into 3, from here only you learn the multiplication of a 0. See, multiplication of a number, that is a number with 0, you have learned right now. So can I write this as 3 minus of, is it equals to what? You don't know. Let's suppose you don't know what is the answer, right? So if you follow the pattern, if you see that you just get the pattern of the above, so this will be equals to what? This is 6. 6 was written as like 1 above minus 3. So this will be equals to what? 3 minus 3 is equals to what? Beta 0. So you got the other answer, right? Now if I write negative 1 into 3, so negative 1 into 3 will be equals to what beta? Now you get the answer 3. Now minus of, like you will write, this is, sorry, you will be writing over here 0, my bad. Beta, hold on. Yeah, you will be writing 0. Here you will be writing 0 minus of 3. So 0 minus of 3, if you go with the additive inverse thing also, it is what? 0 plus of minus 3. So 0 plus like addition of like 1 is like 0 and minus 3. So your answer will be what beta? Negative 3 or not? Yeah, this is equals to what beta? Negative 3. Yes or no? If I write minus 2 into 3, so this is equals to what beta? This is equals to, you don't know what is the answer. So this is actually equals to what beta? Minus 3 and minus of 3, yes or no? So can I write this as minus 3 plus of minus 3 or not? So which is equals to what? Negative 3 plus negative 3 will be what? Actually addition and putting the negative sign. So this is equals to what? 3. So from here you learn the two things. First you learned what? From here you learn two things. What is the first thing you learn? That is a multiplication of a number with 0. How you see that? You see that there will be a repeated subtraction of a number. You can just follow any of the rule, and you just saw that. And one thing also you saw that 2 into negative 3 and negative into 3, that is negative positive into negative or negative into positive, both will give the answer same, right? No matter what, right? So right now, can I write this as, I'll change the highlighter color, it's green, it's not good. Hold on. Yeah. So this is equals to what? Again, negative 6, because we got the answer, which is negative 6. So we saw that two things we learned. We learned about the commutative property of commutative property of integers, right? Commutative property, we have learned about the multiplication with the 0, right? So any number, when you multiply with the 0, either negative or positive, you get the answer as 0, right? So this is what we are going to learn. So it says that for two integers, it says that, this is important point over here. If you see this, that is p into minus q, or minus p into q is equals to what? You actually multiply and put the negative sign. This is the important point that you should know. So if I give you the question, like multiply minus 3 into like 4, what will be your answer? Your answer will be what? 3 into 4 is what? 12. Put the negative sign. That's it. Now if I say multiply minus 8 into 2. What will be your answer? 8 into 2 is what? 16. Put the negative sign. Now, if I say multiply minus 2 into 8, so it will be what? 2 into 8 is what? 16. And put the negative sign. That's it. That's a multiplication of a positive integer with the negative integer, right? Now, let's come into the next slide. You can just see over here. Over here, it says that 4 into minus 10. So 4 into minus 10 is what? 4 into minus 10. So you're multiplying 4 into what? 10 times, right? So it's like minus 10 is like, it is what? Minus 10 plus minus 10, right? And this is what? Plus minus 10 plus minus 10, right? So this is equals to what? You're going like this one step. I'll take a highlighter, right? So you just see that you get one step, then two steps, then three steps, and then four steps. What do you mean by this? 10 times of minus 4. So it means what? It's written what? 10 times of minus 4. So can I write like this? From here, just see, can I write this as -4 plus -4, right? So this will be what? -4 plus -4 plus -4 plus -4. So this is how many times? Like 10 times, right? You will be writing this as 10 times. So this is what it is showing over here, that you're writing like 1 step, then 2 step, then 3 step, then 4 step, then 5 step, then 6 step, then 7 step, then 8 step, then 9 step, and then 10 step. You reach to both the places what? Beta -40, and this is also what? -40. So this is like one more example, right? So I taught you the other way also, like you can go with the repeated subtraction. Why it is commutative, I taught you, but here it's like it is on the representation on the number line. But why it is commutative, like 4 into -10? Now, if you might be thinking like 4 into -10 is like, okay, but ma'am, why -10 into 4 is like the same thing, right? So that's the reason I gave you over there. And this is the presentation on the number line, why it is got over there. Okay. So it says that the multiplication of two negative integers, right? Multiplication of two negative integers, just keep it in mind. What happened if you multiply two negative integers like -2 into -3, right? So -2 into -3 will be what? Beta, it is +6. Why it is +6? So to multiply two negative integers, we can multiply them as whole and then put the positive sign before their product, right? Put the positive sign before their product. Put the positive sign before the product, right? So hence we multiply two negative integer and the result is what? Beta, positive. So if you see this, this is the most important thing, right? That is, if you multiply any two negative integers, what will be your answer, right? So if I say, for example, -2 into -3. So what will be your answer? 2 into 3 is what? 6. And negative into negative will become what? Beta, positive. So here you get negative into negative gives you what answer as positive, right? Now, why positive? I'll give you a very simple proof. If you understand that thing, please try to understand that, right? See, I'll give you an example. The question is, why -2 into -3 is equals to 6? This is your out question. Now, what is the proof? I'll give you the proof. Try to understand what is the proof behind it, right? We know that by the additive inverse, like -3 and +3, right? And I'll write like this. Hold on, I'll write it properly. It's look very clumsy. I'll just give you a proof. Okay. Just see this. Okay, I write that is 3 plus of -3 give you answer as what? 0 by additive inverse? No. Actually, if you have studied about the distributive property, first I have taught you the distributive property and then followed this thing, right? So what I'm going to do, it's like this. I'm going to multiply on both the side, right? I'm going to multiply on both side by -2, right? So what happened over here? It says that -2 multiplied by 3 plus of -3 is equals to what? Beta, -2 into 0, right? I'll be multiplying, right? So what happened over here? Just use the distributive property. You'll be multiplying this. So it will be what? -2 into 3, right? Plus -2 into minus of 3. And then this is what? Any number multiplied with 0 is what? Beta, 0? Yes or no? You can just follow this rule one by one. Yes, you can just go. Right now we did like multiplication of any number. It's like will be what? 0, right? So this is going to be 0. Now just give a close observation, right? And we know that till now we have multiplied. This answer is going to be what? Beta, -6. We know this answer. And we don't know what is this answer and is equals to 0. Now think beta, right now the sum of the two number, this is -6 and plus something gives you the answer 0. So what will be the value of this? This value has to be what? This value have to be what? I'll use a different color pen. This value have to be what? This value have to be what? Beta, positive? Yes or no? And what positive? It should be positive, any positive number. It cannot be 3, it cannot be 4, it cannot be 8, it cannot be 10. It has to be what? It have to be positive 6. It have to be what? Beta, positive 6. That is why from here you get the answer as negative into negative is what? Beta, positive. So this is kind of proof, right? So right now we have learned so many things. See how the things we are just learning. And later on in class 8 or 7, you will be like, you go and ask your brother, anyone, why negative into negative is positive. You just ask them why negative into negative is positive. Nobody will able to answer. They'll say, yeah, teacher has taught you negative into negative is positive. You ask them why negative into positive is why negative. Just ask why with them, and you have the answer. You can ask why multiplication with the zero is like zero, right? Why multiplication of any number with zero is zero, right? So just follow the rule. Okay, just see. Okay. Hmm. Okay.